right, good evening, everybody. Good morning to some. How's everybody doing? Another homie picks today. Week one, we got five good ones. It is me, your host, Jared, with my other co-hosts, my cohorts. You got Louie, you got Ben, fellas. How y'all doing?
Doing good, man.
All
All
right.
good over here.
So, we got five good ones, like I said. Before we get into our five, I want to say congrats on our first one. You know, we had that Bengals on that plus 6-5.
That was close.
Man, that was a screamer. Because we were all biting our teeth like, come on, man, please, come on, Joe. But
Oh yeah.
believe what they got. They pulled it off. Now, to some people who do not understand spread betting, um, just a quick overview for what spread betting is. You have the over and the under. So I'll put it like this. When you see a plus and you see a number, in this case, let's just take the Cincinnati game, plus 6.5. As you know, football, scores can be whatever. But when you're doing plus 6-5, basically for whoever team that is the plus, that team has to score under that number. So if it's a 6.5, the Bengals have to at least get the final score within 6 points or win. So they can lose by 6, 2, 1. They can win the game. That all falls within that plus 6-5. On the opposite way, if they were to lose by 10, or at that point when there was, I think it was like by 9 or 10 at that time. If they lost the game by 10 points, whoever would pick that plus 6-5, you would have lost. Anybody who would have had Cleveland on that negative 6.5, you would have won. So anything that's plus 6-5, you need that team to either lose by under that number or win. If you're doing negative whatever number, 6.5, you need that team to win by 7 or more. And that's how spread betting works. Some people like going money line, which sometimes it's a good bet if you think the underdog is going to win. But we're talking about the spreads here, so that's why anybody thought we were picking Cincinnati to win. We technically weren't. We were picking them to fall within that 6 point losing gap, and they lost by 5. So right now we are all 1-0. And segueing, we're gonna get into our first one, which is Atlanta at the Dallas Cowboys. Right now, the current betting line is the Cowboys are a 3.5 point favorite. So, fellas, what you think you got for this one?
You want to take it first, Ben?
I'll take it first. So I'm going with Dallas. I believe Dallas is going to cover the spread. Uh, they have a good offense. They're definitely going to score. Atlanta can't stop anybody. I mean, you saw what Seattle did to them. It's going to be a high scoring game, but I think 3.5. I think Dallas covers it easy.
Okay, Louis.
I second that. I think Dallas has to come out with a statement game. A lot of talk and a lot of hype building them into winning the NFC East. So I definitely do take Dallas to 3.5 is an easy bet to take, especially going against Atlanta, who, us three can score against Atlanta. So I definitely take it.
Okay. So I'm also going to go with the Cowboys as a 3.5 favorite. And here's my thing when it comes to that. Atlanta just can't buy a break these past couple years. It seems like ever since they got out of the Super Bowl, they just can't find their way. So the Patriots stole their heart. That's what it comes down to. Matt Ryan actually, Matt Ryan actually had a good game last week. He had 400 yards, for two
But
touchdowns, and
I,
an
I
interception.
just don't mean to cut you off there, but Seattle defense also is very weak. So I think that's also a little bit of fool's gold with Atlanta. They put up a lot of yards just because Seattle's defense is atrocious right now.
Right.
Right, and that's the problem. Is like, can you get that consistency? Like their passing, defense is sketchy. The run defense was decent. It stopped Todd Gurley, but I don't even know if did they stop Todd Gurley because he only had 56 yards, or is it Todd Gurley hasn't just been the same either since he played in the Super Bowl with the Rams. So I'm not sure which one, which way it is with Gurley, because last year he was barely playing, hurt all the time. And now, it's a new team, he's back home, but you would have thought, first game out, dude was gunning for it. And so I don't know if it's Seattle's defense or that.
That was probably just because they were down by so much. They had to catch up. They had to throw it. I
Probably,
think that's really what it was. They were just getting blown out.
probably that. So yeah, I think we all on the board. Dallas as a 3.5 favorite. So we're gonna take that. Want to take that one? Our next one is Tampa at Carolina. Right now, Tampa is an 8.5 favorite.
Oh, that went up.
Yeah,
Wasn't it 7.5 before?
it was. Now they're an 8.5 favorite to win this one. So, fellas, what's your thoughts into this one?
I'm on the fence with this one. I was battling myself this morning when I looked at this line. Carolina got like 4 rookies starting on the defense. I think that's fish in a barrel for Tom Brady when you put 4 rookies in there. 8.5 is a lot to cover, but I think Brady's going to come out and make a statement, show he can still do it, and I can see this easily being like a 14-point win. So I'm definitely taking Tampa to cover the 8.5.
Okay. Ben, what you got here?
I am actually agreeing with Louis here because I'm picking as well, going with Tampa. I think they will cover. The Panthers defense is not great. They definitely took a step back. Vegas was scoring left and right on them. They don't have the personnel that Tampa has. Even though Godwin is hurt, I still believe they will cover the spread. So I'm going Tampa as well.
You know what? I think we're finally going to get a little separation room. I'm actually going to take Carolina on the 8.5. I think Carolina can lose by a touchdown. They can easily get blown out too. Here's the thing about, I don't believe in home field advantage right now because you can have 17,000, they don't sell like 30. So and even that's kind of spread out. So even though it's the Buccaneers home game, I'm not buying too much into home field, energy and so forth. I think Brady still has to get acclimated with his team, and that's going to take a little bit of time. It's not a Belichick coach team, so I think we all had expectations, kind of like Miami when they got LeBron. We all think, damn, they got everybody. Oh man, they're gonna run away with it. And it took them a few games to get it together before they started getting the Jets rolling. I think every team that plays them early has the advantage of just playing free with it. You don't have any kind of pressure, especially with the Panthers. Panthers aren't expected to go anywhere, so you have just the luxury of just going for it. Just rushing Brady as much as you can, putting some pressure on that line. Even though they did get carved up by the Raiders for 34 points, they still also scored 30, and that might be a testament to Raiders defense. But I think somehow, some way, I don't have the most trust in Bridgewater, but whoever the hell started for them anymore. But It
Yeah,
is
Bridgewater.
It is Bridgewater. Yeah, I don't trust them to be like, Cam Newton 2.0, however you want to look at that. But I think somehow, some way, the defense can try and make it a tight game. It's a wild one for me, but I'm actually going to choose Carolina.
Wow, that's a brave one because I really don't trust the new head coach in Carolina. Like
Yeah.
that bad decision. They had 1 yard to go. They have McCaffrey, and they don't use McCaffrey. Like you have the best running back in the game, and you don't use him. They do like a draw. I think it was with a fullback or something. Come on, it was dumb. Bad call. And remember, Brady played the Saints. They have a top defense, and they were able to move the ball. Panthers have no defense. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game.
That sounds like foreshadowing for another team that was on the 1 yard line and didn't run for it. But we're gonna talk about that team later. So that leads us to our third game, which is the Baltimore Ravens against the Houston Texans. It is at Houston. Houston is the underdog. Baltimore is a 7.5 point favorite. I think I'm going to lead this one since it's my team. I got to rep Lamar well. Here's the thing that scares me about this. I remember, not the last two outings, but the outing before. But that was a Flacco-led team where Houston made it tight. Houston won 2 straight against us, but then we won 2 straight against them. In 2017, it was 23-16, and then last year we just completely blew the doors off them, 41-7. So it's like I don't see Deshaun Watson having that horrible of a game like he did last year. But at the same time, I think the Ravens have a lot to prove. I actually like Baltimore in the 7.5 because I just feel like the offense can't be stopped, and it don't matter if it's J.J. Watt, his mama Watt, Daddy Watt. They don't matter who it is. They all catching the L, against Lamar. I think he's poised to try to prove why he was MVP. Last week was a different defense, against Cleveland. But I think even though Houston has a better defense, Houston can't score like that. They don't have DeAndre Hopkins, and they're still kind of trying to find their way. It'll be a different game than Houston versus Kansas City, but at the same time, I don't see them scoring that much. I see Baltimore blowing the doors off them. Lou?
So I'm going to go the complete opposite. I think Deshaun Watson needs to make a statement, especially what happened last year against them. It's their home opener. They both just signed big contracts, so they're going to come out firing. I'm taking Houston, and I'll take the points. I think it's going to be more than a 7-point win for them. Just on the sheer fact they need to make statements from last year. That blowout loss heading into the playoffs really hurt them. I think Deshaun Watson needs to make a statement to show, who the king is right now.
All right. Well, I am going with. This was tough for me because I don't know. Texans before they could put points, but no playmakers anymore. I'm gonna have to go with Baltimore. I think they're gonna cover the spread. It's the Texans. I don't think they're gonna be able to stop them. They started J.J. Watt in the interior. I don't think he doesn't work there. So he wasn't already performing like he used to. So he's already lost a step or two. So it's not the same J.J. Watt. So that defense is not really there to bother them, I feel. the secondary is iffy, and if Lamar starts throwing it, it's going to be a long day for Houston. They'll
Hold on,
still
man.
cover. It'll be a little bit of a high-scoring game, but I think they'll still cover. They're still going to cover. Baltimore should win this one easily.
Okay, so we got Baltimore, Houston with the points. And we got Baltimore. All right. All right. Lou, to the people who don't understand with the points, can you explain to them right quick what that means?
Yeah, so I'm picking Houston to win, and I'm picking them to beat Baltimore by more than 7.5 points.
See?
So you take the money line.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's and that would net you a good penny. If you do, if anybody does decide to, pick Houston, money line, you can do for $100 bet. I think that's
260. 260.
So you'll net 260 on that. Also, as a disclaimer, sports gambling is not available in all locations and states. If it's available in your state, please definitely try to if you want to. Otherwise, I don't know what to tell you. Wink, wink, hint, hint.
Entertainment purposes only.
This is only for entertainment purposes. We have to express this. Whether it be your local barbershop or your local casino. So, so as we were talking about foreshadowing, that also leads me into the fourth game of the night, which would be Sunday Night Football. You got Cam Newton and the Pats versus Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Right now, the Seahawks are a 4-point, not 4.5, 4-point favorite. Let's see. I started off last. Ben, take this one.
All right. So I'm going to go with the Pats on this one, just for the points. I think if the Pats lose, it will be by a field goal or less. I think Seattle should win this game, but I think it will be a close game. I think it's going to be just a running. I don't think there's no deep threat for the Patriots. Cam has no weapons out there, so I just think it's going to be a lot of options and little screens and running. They're just going to quick game, run. And I believe Seattle's probably going to do the same because Patriots secondary is just tough to get passing on. So I think they're going to try and run the balls as well. So low scoring game, but I think Seattle should win, but the Patriots will cover. I think they'll lose by 3.
Okay. Luke?
I'm taking the Seahawks with the points. I don't see anything the Patriots can do against Russell Wilson. That scares me. And when that guy has the ball in his hands, he makes magic happen. So Sunday night game, I think it's going to be. They might surprise us with the score. Two dominant quarterbacks. I say that loosely because Cam, had a bad year last year. But yeah, I'm taking Seattle and with the points. 4-4, I think should be easy enough for them to cover.
Okay. I'm picking Seattle. The reasons why, one, I hate to bet against Belichick, but at the same time, this is a whole different. This is something we haven't seen before. Well, not something we haven't seen before. Something we haven't seen in damn near our whole lives almost. Because the last time we saw a different quarterback starting consistently, it was Drew Bledsoe. So, and that was many moons ago. That time when we had old boy, what was Garoppolo, right? We had the 4 games. That was only because Brady was, he wasn't able to play. But just the only time we've seen Brady not play week one all the way through was back in the Bledsoe days. So I think it's going to take time for that Pats offense to gel. Plus, outside of Sony Michel, I really don't know who the hell's scoring for the Patriots. As well, Cam Newton is 1-5 in his career against
Right.
Seattle.
And they're playing at Seattle, so
And they're
that's
playing.
the West Coast factors.
Yeah, and they're playing in Seattle now. I don't know how the air the air
quality.
is going to be. The air quality is going to be because that's still dealing with wildfires. Anybody watching this on the West Coast, please be safe. Stay safe. Take care of yourself and your family. We all pulling for you and praying for y'all in the West. So yeah, it's a bad situation out there. So I'm hoping the game is not affected in terms of that. But yeah, outside of that, might be the only thing that could probably even stop Seattle from even scoring like that, because I really can't. As inept as their defense may be, I don't see it. I don't see them taking a step back against a Brady-less pass team.
Right.
Which all leads to the finale. You got the New Orleans Saints versus the Las Vegas. That's still weird to say.
That's still weird. Still weird.
Las Vegas Raiders. That's a beautiful stadium. I saw pictures. Beautiful stadium. Well, I guess if you got money, flaunt it, right? But and they're in the casino capital of the state. So yes, you got Saints at Raiders. Right now, the Saints are a 5.5-point favorite. Let's see, Ben was last. So Lou, take it over, brother.
Oh, let me take the Saints on this one. Monday night, Drew Brees always shows up when the lights shine brightest. And, a touchdown win, I definitely could see that happening. I don't even think it's going to be close, I think. I know the Raiders won last week, but I see that as fool's gold. I think the Vegas life gets to them and they end up losing. They're at Vegas. They're playing indoors, too. You put Michael Thomas and Drew Brees on an indoor surface.
I think Thomas is out.
Michael Thomas is out.
Yeah, Thomas is out for 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's indoors. It says indoors.
No.
No, he's out. Michael Thomas is injured.
That's right.
He's out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so retract that. We still got Alvin Kamara. So I definitely I think it's going to be the Saints and easy winning here by touchdown.
Okay, I'm same way. I'm going for the Saints. I had analysis of other teams. I can care less about analysis. For this one, literally the Saints are not losing to the Raiders. I mean, I've seen the Saints have a drop-off the next week, but honestly, I think they kind of want to make a statement to the Raiders saying, like, cool stadium, bro, but it don't matter. They're another stadium team as well. Monday Night Football, this is kind of where Breeze makes his money. So not so much in the playoffs always, but Monday night he definitely shines. So yeah, I don't see, if anything, you just this next man up, and Kamara is still there. So yeah, I definitely see the Saints, winning by at least 2 touchdowns. Unless James Winston comes in the game, then we might see that fourth quarter comeback, and that might mess our bets up. But hey, who knows? Ben, what you got, man?
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page on this one. I'm going with the Saints as well. They have a real defense. The Raiders didn't play a defense last week. That's why they were able to score so much. I believe their young receiver, Henry Ruggs, is hurt. I think their tight end is really the threat, along with Josh Jacobs. But if they can stop the run and bottle up the tight end, I don't really think they have that much weapons on the outside. I see the Saints easily winning by a touchdown at least. So yeah, Saints.
So we're all on the Saints.
Hey, we gotta go for that easy money.
And that's what it comes down to. Sometimes, if you're having entertainment bets and so forth, just things between buddies, or if you're in that kind of market where you can actually make some money on the stuff, hey man, look, sometimes it's good to go for a Hail Mary, but at the same time, if you got a safe bet, and we feel most of them are safe bets, we might have disagreed on a couple of them, but honestly, we all have it could be either way. And that's kind of how betting is. And that's how that's how all games are. It's all pick 'em, Like nobody thought Denver was going to come back 3-1 two times and look
Right.
So, you never know what's going to happen. Bet with your conscience, play with your conscience. And we're going to be right back at it with week 2 next week. We're not going to do the Thursday night game because honestly, that's looking trash.
Garbage.
There's Dolphins and Jaguars, and we don't got time for that. So,
No. Don't waste your money.
Yeah, like honestly, if you want to spend money on that or entertain with that, that's your prerogative. We ain't gonna tell you what to do with that one. But fellas, it's been good. It's been real as always, and we'll get back at it next week.
Peace.
Peace.